Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, so I'm back with a new video titled Diary Describes Antioch School Shooter's Plan to Kill at Least 10 People. And by the way, this was recommended to me by my guy Luke Sky Wukong in the Discord server. Use the link in the description down below to join up. It's a community. Everybody join up. You can chat and recommend everything to me. And also, shout out to my guy, what's his name? 2K Drip for making this fan art for me. Fire. Appreciate it. Everybody go show him love in the Discord. Add him. Let him know how talented he is. But with that out of the way, yeah, let's get into this video.
Still unanswered tonight. Who, if anyone, knew about Henderson's plan? The manifesto does mention someone helping him write part of it. And Jared Holt, you just saw there, says extremists in online communities identified him as the shooter before police did.
And by the way, those extreme online communities would be 4chan, maybe some Twitter groups, but definitely 4chan.
Again, as we've mentioned, the teen shooter left behind a lengthy diary, giving even more insight into his thoughts leading up to the shooting. Now News Channel 5 investigates reporter Levi Ismail went through page by page and tells us what he found.
And by the way, this diary is going to be crazy as hell. I saw it on Twitter, and I'm just going to say, basically, this man was a black-white school shooter. Like, does that even make any sense? He was a black-white supremacist, if that makes any sense at all. It probably doesn't to you, but let's get on with the video, because you'll see.
It's the first 4 words of a more than 288-page diary, but it sets the tone for everything you read after.
Bro said, I'm burning with hate, bro. Like, how more cliche can you get? Like, CIA? FBI? Is this your glowy?
Those words, quote, I'm burning with hate. From October of last year to the day.
Yes, this is the kid right here. I believe he was in high school. I'm not sure, 9th or 10th grade, but yeah, I think he killed 3 of his friends with a handgun. I'm not totally sure, but we'll see further in the video.
He carried out his attack at Antioch High School. 17-year-old Solomon Henderson filled these pages with graphic images, Nazi symbols, and plans to carry out an attack.
As you can see in one of the documents, by the way, we can see this, hold on. If you can take a look at my cursor on the screen right now, we can see one of these panels from 4chan. A lot of these texts are from 4chan, so this man was a 4chaner, if you will. And on 4chan, there just seems to be a lot of like terminally online, non-grass touching, gloppy glue fat retards who are edgy and think about killing black people all day. I don't know, it's just kind of weird. You know, that website breeds a lot of extremist and extreme ideals on both left and right, so I can't say it's like politically, you know, one-sided, but that website's like a fucking breeding grounds for the mentally ill, and I'm not surprised that multiple school shooters have come from that website. I'm just gonna be completely honest.
Henderson obsessed over mass killers around the world and declared that he too intends on doing something to kill at least 10 people. But how does this young man go from active high school student to active shooter?
And the fact that you can write, I'm gonna kill like 10 people or fantasize about killing 10 people, and I mean, the FBI knows everything. I mean, pretty much every 3-lettered agency out there, all the way from the CIA to the NSA to the Mossad in Israel knows what we say online. I'm pretty sure they have keywords and bot scrubbers online to track these keywords. I'm pretty sure they knew who this kid was, and they still, for some reason, didn't want to prevent this school shooting from happening, especially considering the people on the website literally told authorities that this kid had these mentally retarded ideals about trying to kill his fellow classmates. And I mean, shit, like, this just goes to show you what these 3-lettered agencies prioritize, man, and it's not the safety of the public.
If we just look at it broadly, a lot of people that have carried out these sort of acts have felt othered.
Lauren Ruth Martin is a licensed therapist with novel counseling in Franklin.
We could go, you know, scientifically for a minute. Our brains aren't fully developed when we're 17. You know, our brains are actually on fire. And so not a lot makes sense, and decision-making is altered.
Martin says this.
I mean, you see, I hate that like postmodern type thinking that, oh my God, you're at 17, your frontal cortex, what do they call it? Your frontal lobe isn't fully developed. Like, bitch, what? That may be the case, right? Because they say until 24, you know, you're 100%, your capacity for the, you know, thinking and fucking, you know, making the right from wrong isn't at full capacity. But at 17, it's pretty much at 98%, I'm pretty sure. And by the time you're in your 20s, approaching 24, I'm pretty sure you're like 99.9% fully formed. Like, what are we talking about? At 17, we all remember when we were 17. If you're 17 right now, did you know right from wrong? Did you know that murder was wrong? It was bad. Would you ever consider killing your classmates? Like, what is this excuse that at 17 you don't know right from wrong, and that this could lead you to possibly thinking about school shootings? Like, no, that's a sorry ass excuse. This man was mentally ill, he was chronically online, and he was on 4chan having all these retarded ass. Listen, glorifying school shooters, no normal poor person does that.
Henderson, by his own admission, fought with his parents and even wrote in his diary about killing them at one point. Struggles with his self-image and resentment over minorities were only amplified once Henderson found community and a sense of belonging with white supremacy groups online.
Mentally ill, bro. Mentally ill. I mean, just look at her face right now. Like, what? How can you even defend this? Sit up here and try and blame this on a lack of fully formed prefrontal cortex. Your frontal lobe. He's 17. He doesn't know. Like, excuse me, ma'am. Take a dozen steps back, have a seat, and shut the fuck up. Now, if we go back, the reporter just said he had ideas about killing his parents. Now, if you're a parent and after having heard your own son say that he would like to kill you, or maybe they didn't even know. Maybe this was just on the forums, right? And the parents were completely oblivious. But I'm gonna be honest, I fail to see how you as a parent can have a child and not, I don't know, have context clues or at least subtle observations that, you know what, my child isn't that normal. He sits in his room all day, chronically online, doesn't go outside, and is constantly on this website called 4chan. I don't know how the alarm bells in your head don't go off. Mans has all kinds of creepy ass posters on his wall. He's into sharp blades and knives and killing squirrels. I mean, how much more obvious can it get? Even in one document in this video, they say that he said, "I wish I was white." Self-hating award goes to. In another document, it said misanthropy, which is like a hatred for humanity. One of these posters or something he had saved, it said, "I'm burning with hate. Hate will change the world. Race mixing is a sin against God." Like, this man sounds like Hitler. Bro actually sounds like one of these race realist, ethno-nationalist, extreme right-wing motherfuckers on Twitter. In another text, he said, "Boomers see one thing and take it as gospel that nothing will change." It's so fucking annoying. By the way, this is how you know that whenever you see these extreme right-winged rhetoric online, chanting for the genocide of minority populations or whatever the hell, all that shit is absurd to me. Quite funny, honestly, because I know these guys are basement-dwelling, 300-pound neckbeards with no life. But this just goes to show you that you never know who's behind these accounts. It could literally be a teenage boy in high school who isn't even white. He also said, "If it was obvious, I only use the Mexican gay love child and promote myself and make him look worse." I don't even know what that means. I'm gonna be completely honest. But clearly this kid was mentally ill. And here you're gonna have this woman right here with a scrunched up face try and pull something right out of her ass to try and defend this kid. It's just quite honestly sickening.
It's a perfect storm. In online communities, you can also access those in a private way. You get to be the person that you want to project out there online without anybody truly questioning it.
Henderson often wrote things like, quote, "I wish I was white. Self-hating N-word award goes to," with a picture of his eyes.
If we just focus on that idea of being uncomfortable in your own skin, can you imagine how helpless that must feel? Because you literally can't change that.
Bro, this woman has no idea what she's talking about. Like, bro, this has nothing to do with self-hatred of his skin. This kid was just mentally ill. I promise you. He was just an edgelord online, 4chan, chronically online, who took things way too far and idealized school shooters. It's really not that complicated. I mean, look at this photo right here, bro. You have a highly impressionable young man, mentally ill, obviously, like pretty sure he was developmentally delayed, with white paint all over his face, some kind of Christendom caricature on the right-hand side with a shield, some skibbity toilet ass fucking meme with somebody's head in a toilet, and a caricature of some kind of school shooter in the top left. Like, again, where was the FBI, bro? Like, I could have seen this shit coming from a mile away. I mean, good God.
Another photo appeared to show Henderson in whiteface, but all while this self-hatred is happening, Henderson continues to plan out his attack. He details instructions on how to make bombs and even bought supplies. He then wrote that it made sense to attack during lunch and specifically made note of days when he expected there to be more people of color around.
Now, let's check out this other document from this kid named Henderson, I believe. He says, "I have the same watch as him," and this was on November 8th, 2024. So these motherfuckers had months in advance to stop this shit from happening. It's 11:12 on Friday during lunchtime, and it has a lot of people, but Thursday is the switch day, has huge density of people, most being blank weekday. Graduation makes more sense to attack dough. I I want to do a stabbing like Tobes, but at a huge risk of being caught. I'm assuming Tobes is some kind of school shooter in the past. I don't know who he is. I've been watching and reading the web novel of ReZero, probably some anime, and then he cites a YouTube video of which I'm not sure what that is. Note self, buy storage and PO box. So clearly he was planning this school shooting in advance and talking to people about this exchange, and I'm sure those people probably alerted authorities, and the authorities clearly did nothing.
Just days before the shooting, Henderson began to spiral. He wrote, "I'm slipping," and talked about being nervous, scared, and excited at the same time. Henderson posted a final selfie with the caption, "4 hours to go."
I think it's scary for us to acknowledge that given the perfect storm of circumstances, we don't know what we would resort to if we were in that much pain and we had access to such things like guns.
Like, I don't think she really fully realizes that this kid was, this has nothing to do with pain. The website 4chan and others like it, like Kiwi Farms, are full of mentally retarded degenerates who just are chronically online and sometimes just go way too far with the edgelord stuff. They think it's pain. Like, these people are trolls, bro. Like, trust me, they're not in pain. They're in glee. They love this shit. And I think we just have like a surplus of like mentally unhinged people in society, born out of vein, no plan for the future. Like, their parents just had sex, popped them out, and then had no plan for them in the future, and then they get hooked on websites like 4chan, and then this is what you get. This is the end result of, I guess, no parental guidance in life. Yeah, it's just,
While there are many nuances on how Henderson became radicalized enough to kill, this is a man who found connection in hate, and that should never be ignored.
We're not humanizing him, but what we're using is this information to better inform how we can see people, how we can help people, how we can make our communities safer.
With News Channel 5 Investigates, I'm Levi Ismail.
Ladies and gentlemen, it seems to me that a lot of older, people who are not as privy about online communities seem to think that this is like your standard mentally retarded, unhinged school shooter, without realizing that this kid was probably normal up until a certain age. So where he got exposed to these communities and then, chronically online, like I said, non-grass toucher, probably lack of socialization, no girl, no, recreational activity. Parents probably are just fucking like, I don't know, gone at work all day, and probably has no siblings, no parental guidance. So he finds family and friends online, and then one of these websites just turned out to be 4chan, of which is a breeding grounds for the mentally insane. And this kid had a fascination and an idealization of school shooters, and then he wanted to become a school shooter himself. I mean, it's not that complicated. We want to blame him being 17 and lack of prefrontal cortex, the frontal lobe not being fully developed, when it's like 99% of the way there. Like, bitch, murder is wrong. Stop it. 17 is not a little ass kid where, oh my god, if I take a gun and shoot somebody in the head with it, I wasn't aware they wouldn't respawn. Like let's stop that shit. Let's stop with the infantilization of people who are literally on the verge of graduating and becoming an adult and going to college. This guy knew exactly what he was doing, and he just wanted to, I guess, leave a legacy of being a mentally retarded school shooter behind. Simply. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Links are down below. Just join the Discord. Like the video, of course. Comment down below what you think about this story. And yeah, until next time, everybody, stay safe out there.